Welcome to Access 7 sports coverage of the North American Indigenous Games. We're here at Rambler Ballpark in Regina, Saskatchewan, and we're here to watch and commentate the under-16 softball between the two teams of Northwest Territories and New Brunswick. My name is Lyle Daniels from the Kwakatoos First Nation, and I have with me today also...
my name is Evan Tapetad, and I'm from Kakwishtal First Nation. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the starting lineup for your home team, Northwest Territories. Leading off, number 14, Noah Vitruku. Batting second, number 9, Tyrell Wilgosh. Batting third, number 22, Jordan Schumann. Cleaning up for Northwest Territories, number 21, Corey Taylor. Batting fifth, number 4, Dustin Airy. Batting sixth, number 24, Jared Blake. Batting seventh, number 36, Dale Blake. Batting eighth, the DP, Zach Horton. And batting number 9, number 18, Dakota Cooey. Pitching and not batting is Cody Greenland. And your visiting team, New Brunswick, leading off for them will be number 10, Julian McCormick. Batting second, number 81, Bailey Martin. Batting third, number 3, Creighton Sanavas. Batting fourth, number 16, Keenan Simon. Batting fifth, number 22, Ben Solomon. And batting sixth, number 7, Cameron Francis. Batting seventh, number 86, Stone Millier. Batting eighth, Gabriel Dagg. And batting ninth, number 42, Bradley Denny.
So the one thing I like about today's game is we got some great, looks like some really good talent, a combination of really young players coming from Northwest Territories, and also a couple of teams that I think will give us a good game today.
Yeah, the Northwest Territory teams. Rumor has it that this is their first game they've ever played together as a unit, so it'll be interesting to see how they come out of the gates. And New Brunswick, they were here nice and early when we came into the ball diamond around 12:30. They were getting put through their paces, so they're definitely ready to go. Northwest Territories came in a little bit later, but they got their infield outfield in, and they're ready to go.
The one thing that I find really interesting about Northwest Territories, you got to remember and realize that it's a large area, a large mass land area in northern Canada, where they have to bring in these players from all over Northwest Territories to sort of even practice. It's been obviously a challenge, but the one thing I've always liked about Northwest Territories in any of these games, any of these competitions that happen in both Canada and with the North American Indigenous Games, they like to have their young people participating, and to have them from all over Northwest Territories is a real treat for us, and I bet a real treat for them too.
Yeah, just looking at their roster here, they got players from Inuvik, Hay River, Fort Mac, Sigachek, Aklavik, Yellowknife, a little bit everywhere, and obviously up there the distance is much, and so it's nice to see them come down here, and win or lose, I think Northwest Territories is already winner for just fielding a team, and once they get out here, once they get the gloves on, they're going to be up first on the diamond as the home team.
And of course, the North American Indigenous Games, we've already started. We had the opening ceremonies a couple days ago, and now very much into the games now. We got not quite at the plateau where we're going to be halfway through, but it looks like we're getting started now, Evan, or we're at least going to get ready to do a little bit of practice, pre-practice, and then we got a few minutes before we start. So the North American Indigenous Games, of course, have been around since 1990. The first games being in Edmonton. I was lucky enough to be a competitor back in 1993 with the Prince Albert Games. Not necessarily, not in softball, but in golf. Was able to win a gold and silver medal. But at the same time, always been involved with the North American Indigenous Games. I was lucky enough to be the chef de mission for Team Saskatchewan when we went to Denver, and so I understand sort of what the mission staff have to go through to bring their teams there, look after them, feed them, make sure that they have a great experience, but also in the end win medals.
Definitely a big job. Yeah, and I played in the games in PA as well. Played in Minneapolis. So I definitely know the excitement surrounding playing against people from another province, and it's always exciting, and it's always, you're chomping at a bit till you get out in the field and kind of see where you stand against your peers from the other treaty territories. So it's exciting, and we got your starting battery today for Northwest Territories is on the mound pitching is Cody Greenland, and his catcher is Jordan Schumann, and they're just going over their final little repetitions here, and then we're going to get on the way with the first pitch in about a minute.
Keep in mind also, tune in 8 p.m. each day for a nightly wrap-up show featuring the highlights of the games. Of course, we got 14 different sports happening at the North America Indigenous Games, with approximately, there's 26 regions with the North America Indigenous Games. We got 13 in Canada, 13 in the United States, and I'm seeing and I'm hearing of some great competition in softball. Softball seems to be one of the biggest sports that are here, and Evan, I think it looks like we're getting ready.
Coming up the plate for New Brunswick is their center fielder Julian McCormick. One strike on the batter. One ball, one strike on McCormick batting for New Brunswick.
Nice shot.
2 balls, 2 strikes on your batter. It's always nice to see the pitchers get in the groove early and find the strike zone. Oh well.
It's kind of interesting that Julian is from the Eel Ground First Nation in 10th grade at Miramichi High School.
Strike 3 is the call. Greenland throws it across the plate, and McCormick goes down looking.
Come on, guys.
Nice start for the inning from McCormick and Schumann behind the plate. Your umpires today are your home plate umpire is Lauren Lang from Regina, and down the first base umpire kind of doing the bases is Peter Lewis, and he's one of your local Regina umps too as well. Ball 1. Umpire on first base just called an illegal pitch, which is always a ball.
We're back.
3 balls, no strikes right now in the batter. Usually earlier in the game, the base umps like to try calling a legal pitch just to make sure the pitchers stay within the rules of the game and aren't stepping too far off that rubber.
So Evan, that's Bailey Martin heading to first base, and Bailey is also from the Eel Ground First Nation, and we have next coming up who?
Creighton Santa Pass.
Yeah, good.
Ball 1. A little high. Greenland's got to bring it down a bit. Pass ball advances the runner to second.
New ball.
Santa Pass with a big swing. Ball is count is 2 balls, 1 strike. Single goes to left field, bringing in Santa Pass with an RBI, and he's running to 3, slides into 3, safe. RBI triple by Santa Pass, puts New Brunswick up on the board. Some good base running by Tyrell Wilgosh there.
It's interesting that that triple was made by Creighton Santa Pass, and his father was the former NHL player Everett Santa Pass.
Put on the grass here. Team score that guy.
Batting cleanup for New Brunswick is Keenan Simon. Like first bag for when the boys take the field.
Keenan's also from Eel Ground First Nation, coming from the Miramichi Valley High School.
2 strikes on Keenan at the moment.
Only take 1 here, bud. Only take 1 now. There, Jordan.
Keenan with a hit to third base. Safe at 1, bringing in Santa Pass, putting New Brunswick up by 2, 1 out. Coming to the plate now is their pitcher, Ben Solomon.
The batter at plate now is Ben Solomon from the Kingsclear First Nation.
Solomon with a hard single up the middle. I'm in that pitch as well. Standing into 2. Simon is safe at 3. New Brunswick is sitting pretty with runners at second and third with 1 away, and they're up 2.
Ball. Fine.
A little bit of break in the action. I'm always talking to a good number of the mission staff and so forth whenever I make my way around the North American Indigenous Games. There's a Daniels that is one of the coaches here for Northwest Territories. Kind of cool. Daniels all over the place.
Cameron Francis successfully gets on base, loading the bases. Coming up for Stone Millier.
Plays at home, guys. Jordan, get on the plate, eh? Please help.
New Brunswick's having a nice first inning here. It's always nice when you're the pitcher that's coming out from New Brunswick. It's always nice when you can hit the diamond and you have a couple runs lead and you can go out there and kind of relax and throw your game, and if you make a mistake, it's not a big deal because you're already up a few. So definitely a nice first inning for New Brunswick here.
With Cameron hitting right off the bat, it was even tough for me to say where he's from. St. Mary's First Nation.
Hey, gonna cover hole. Time.
Northwest Territories looking to just having a little bit of a rough first inning here, and you know it's important to keep in mind that this is the first game they've ever played as a team. So they're definitely still trying to find their way here. But with that being said, this is the first time they've ever been in competition. So they're doing just fine out there. Ball 4 walks in a run. Stone takes his base, putting them up by 3 early on. Bringing up to the plate, Gabriel Daig.
Time. Fine.
Timeout called by Northwest Territories coach. He's just going to go out there and talk to the young boys and tell them to settle down and tell them to have some fun. And
Territories.
they started off good by getting the one guy out, and then a little bit of action down in their bullpen over there. So they're bringing in another arm throwing.
Not too far, eh?
See how Cody feels, and if Cody Greenland isn't feeling up to par, they'll bring the other guy in. So, but
Coach, thank you.
Make sure you guys check out when you guys are online. If you guys are watching this live streaming, check out through Twitter and Facebook, Access Communications, for all your latest information on the North American Indigenous Games.
all right, Gabriel Daig is up to bat. He's your left fielder for Team New Brunswick. He takes 1 strike to start. Nice comeback from pitcher Cody Greenland. First baseman Dustin Airy throws the ball home to successfully get a guy out at home and force play at home, so the bat catcher just has to touch his base. So we have 2 away here. New Brunswick still has loaded bags. 3 runs are in so far. Bringing to the plate their number 9 batter, Bradley Denny.
Time, guys.
Time was called by the ump, no pitch.
Go ball. Squeeze, Jordan.
This rub.
Pitch is high from Greenland.
Can we train our catcher for a run?
Last available runner.
Bradley's from the Yield Ground First Nation. 15-year-old from the Miramichi Valley High School.
What you're seeing now is the last available runner going in for the bat catcher. This kind of expedites the game because the bat catcher can come out and put his bat catching gear on, so that when the inning is over, he's all ready to go and not killing too much time. 2 strikes on the batter, 1 ball. If Northwest Territories can get out of this inning down 3, that's a good start for them. Nice play by the shortstop. Nice play by Corey Taylor of Northwest Territories to bring his team into play. So after half an inning, Northwest New Brunswick scores 3 on 2 hits and 1 error. Put them up 3-zip over Northwest Territories. So Lal, did you take in the opening ceremonies the other night?
Yeah, wonderful event. You know, the one thing that I always enjoy is, and I can tell that the young people really cherish that time, is when they're able to do the parade of athletes, and no doubt the entertainment, the cool thing was speeches were kept
Green, let's hustle.
but it was a great experience, I think, for the young people.
Yeah, just taking it all in there, and it's such a big logistical event where you know, there's upwards to 4,000 coaches, chaperones, and players, athletes, and just all that, taking it all in would be such a huge undertaking that, you know, sitting up there, you know, you can always see the few things that went wrong, but at the same time, you got to take the whole broad perspective of everything in. And
well, you don't realize the cost and the manpower and the volunteer base that we need to put on a games such as this nature. You know, I always like to put things in perspective when people are thinking about the North American Indigenous Games. We have a budget with the host society in Regina, Saskatchewan, of just over $12 million to put these games on. Just to give you a little idea, so we have just under 4,000 athletes attending these games. The Canada Games, the Judo Canada Games that happened in 2005 in Regina, their budget was in and around $30 million. So you begin to realize we do our best to ensure that we give these opportunities for our young people. But with a smaller budget. But in the end, I think they reap the rewards by being able to ensure that they're proud of their community. They're proud members of the community. They are able to be ambassadors for the many communities all over North America, and right now they're doing pretty darn good.
getting back to the action here, your starting battery for New Brunswick, pitching is Ben Solomon, and catching is Stone Millier.
Yes, keep in mind this age group is under 16, so you're going to find some really young batters with Northwest Territories, with a couple of them who are like Dale Blake, for example, from Northwest Territories, is only 13 years of age.
Play ball. Let's go 14.
First batter for Northwest Territories is Noah Vitrekwa from Inuvik. Young guy's digging in, looks pretty confident batting. Two balls on the batter. One of the rules as a batter early on in the game is usually you want the pitcher to throw a strike to see what he's got. Make it kind of earn. Young Noah is doing that right now, as he's got 3 balls on him right now, and he's just standing in there, going to let him throw a strike. Ball 4. Noah does his job, and he's a good leadoff batter. You'll just want to get on base, put some pressure on. And when you're playing outfield, the pressure comes on a little bit more as soon as base runners get on, because things get a little more complicated.
One thing I like about today, just like the start of the week got a little bit of rain yesterday, but today we got a really hot sun. Every once in a while we get a nice little break of cloud, but 25 degrees right now, and wow, a beautiful day today.
Batter.
I guess I moved the wrong one. I apologize. Okay.
Well, they're bringing Noah back in. There was 1 strike on him, so the count now becomes 3 balls, 1 strike. Noah with his good Hawkeye there just watches another pitch come in here for ball 4, and he's back where he was. Pitch go. Coming to the plate for Northwest Territories is their right fielder, Tyrell Wilgosh. Correction, he's your second baseman.
Oh, guys.
From Hay River. Hay River.
Good ball. Let's try Niner.
Bunt attempt from Tyrell. Unsuccessful on that. Usually in the game of fastball, earlier on you want to try bunt over your leadoff batter, just get him to second. And Tyrell trying that, but unsuccessful in this attempt. That's just as good as a bunt there. Pitcher Ben Solomon throws out Tyrell at first base, 1 away. Tyrell does his job by moving Noah over to second base. So Northwest Territories has a runner at second, 1 out, and Jordan Schumann, your catcher, at the plate.
Ball.
Access Communications also has information on their YouTube page from the previous day's content, so don't be afraid to check out YouTube. Access Communications. My Access _CA.
2 strikes on your batter, Jordan. Well, young Jordan didn't come to Regina to look at any balls. He's swinging at whatever they're throwing him, high, low. He's following them off. Nice single up the middle. Gonna score a run for Northwest Territories. Jordan Schumann puts Northwest Territories on the board with an RBI, bringing in Wilgosh.
Pretty exciting to celebrate their actual first home score for Northwest Territories. Like I said, first time this group is actually playing as a team.
Coming up, bat your shortstop, Corey Taylor. Nice swing by Corey.
Corey from Tuktoyaktuk.
Or tuck, as they say.
Yeah, exactly.
Corey with the hit to first baseman. First baseman Keenan Simon feels that ball and gets the out at 1 bag.
It's kind of interesting having this team actually looks like they want to play ball, and it's really impressive to see that. That probably has to do with the coaching and the ability to bring a group together like this and get them to play together.
Yes, one of the things you never know when you get these young kids in the game is that they're gonna freeze or not. Northwest Territories, their first game as a group, they're standing in there and they're swinging, they're putting the ball in play, and that's what you want as a coach. A little hit to right field. He's going to score another run for Northwest Territories.
Excited.
RBI for Dustin Airy, your first baseman.
Corey Taylor makes it 3-2. Corey, of course, from Tuktoyaktuk, and he's bringing this group together.
Now to bat from Northwest Territories is Jared Blake. Another hit before he even get his name on. Shortstop, sound pass over to first base for an out. Brings in the New Brunswick team.
One of the things, Evan, that viewers, and if you're watching live or if you're watching by live streaming, these DVDs, actually all the games are being recorded for your people who are parents who are at home, maybe watching this by live streaming. Bug the mission staff to go to the cultural village the next day after 11 a.m. and they will be able to provide you with a copy of today's game.
Make sure you guys are on the field and ready to go with that. Okay?
The one thing I like about the Access Communications booth at the Cultural Village is that you can also do some selfies, some say hello to mom type videos that you can actually record and use and take home as souvenirs from these games with a really good North American Indigenous Games backdrop and so forth. So I'm sure a large number of the kids are taking advantage of that. And again, don't be afraid to bug both the mission staff and the coaches of Northwest Territories and New Brunswick.
Jared, where's your hat?
There's your, just on your screen right now is the Northwest Territories' first ever run as a fastball team in this event. So one of those things where they should have threw the ball aside.
Exactly. They should have. If it was me, I would have kept the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Go out there.
Pretty exciting.
Oh, it's good stuff. You know, I think back to my day when we played there. When I started in '91, I don't even know if cell phones are out yet. Now you have everything.
If they were, they're really big ones,
Yeah.
and not as small as they are now.
So these kids nowadays, they can take selfies, videos, pictures, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram. They have it all. So their memories they're going to have from an event like this are going to be there for them years down the road.
Absolutely.
Okay, coming to plate for New Brunswick is their original leadoff guy, Julian McCormick. New Brunswick, their first time around, they batted through the order, scoring their 3 runs.
Getting some information from New Brunswick, it was interesting that most of the players like the Toronto Blue Jays as their team in baseball.
Julian slides into second base safe. Nice set of wheels on that kid there. He put the ball in play and he blew right by first base. Nice hit by Julian. One of those things as an outfielder. A lot of people think that playing outfield is easy, but playing outfield is definitely hard when you got to get the ball in. You got to pick it up, throw it in.
Pitch, Cody.
Bailey Martin at bat. 1 strike on him right now.
Come, Cody, home now. On your 7-1, buddy.
Kind of seems like pitcher Greenland is settling in a little bit better here after the first inning. Got the jitterbugs out of the way. He's looking a little more confident on the mound there.
One ball, keep going. Cody. Come, Cody, home now. Go, Cody.
There we go. Nice pitch by Greenland.
Great pitch.
One out. Brings to the plate, Creighton. First time up, Creighton hit that triple. Okay, so Creighton is definitely a batter to reckon with here. So see how Greenland pitches around him here.
Creighton's also a hockey player, and like his dad, looking to try to get drafted. I'm sure you got talented kids within First Nations and NWT, Indigenous communities in North America.
McCormick comes in on the fastball. In the game of fastball, if you're batting and a run like that comes in, it becomes your RBI. So that's Creighton's 3rd RBI of the game.
Strong batter.
Young Creighton's first up, he got a triple, now he's got a double. He's on his way to a cycle here, so we got to keep an eye out for him in the next inning. Coming to plate, cleanup hitter Keenan Simon.
He's the one guy.
If the Northwest Territories can come out of this inning, they let them put up a 3 spot. You got to kind of get those down, you know. 1 run here, no runs kind of thing. So
Cody, home now.
Keenan takes a beanball right on the forearm there.
Shrugs it off pretty easy though.
He looks like the good sized man there. You think he'd be fine? A little bit of a bruise. About a month ago, I got beamed in a fastball tournament in Grayson, and I'm telling you, it still hurts today. Catcher Solomon with a... Oh, nice play, nice throw.
Throw from right field to third base for the out.
Jared Blake guns out Keenan at third base. Throws a laser over there. Hard hit the starter.
Just tipped.
Blake comes up throwing to 3. Right on the money.
Come, Cody, come on.
2 outs here.
You boys.
Cameron Francis to bat.
Oh, that was good, Cody. That was good. That's a good one. Go, Cody. Come on, bud. Got 2 white. Yeah. 47. Boy, Cody.
Cody can get him out of this inning here, that'd be.
3 balls, 1 strike. Let's go, Cody. High now.
Let's see, Team Saskatchewan rolling into the ballpark here, Lyle.
3 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, we got the 4 o'clock game that we're commentating next. Should be an exciting game there between Ontario and Saskatchewan.
Nice. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
3 balls, 2 strikes on your batter.
He's yours, 7. He's
Big
yours.
pitch coming up here.
Let's go. Take him right there, Cody. Hop now.
Balls it off, just gets a piece of it.
Take him right there, Cody. Take him where it's
Pitcher's
down.
looking well composed now. He's shaking off any nervousness he's had and
Hey, Kevin, come on, buddy.
looking pretty solid.
Let it play.
Batter Cameron Francis is just kind of following him off. He doesn't like him, follows him off. He can come in and play here.
Come, Cody. Hop now. Let it play, Cody. Hop now.
Single up the middle, is going to score another run for New Brunswick. Throw home is a little high. And sliding into the creek, coming home for an inside the park home run. Slides at home, and he's Cameron Francis with using his wheels.
A little bit of experience showing up there, eh? A couple of errors that sometimes the managers and the coaches like to get rid of. But
Yeah, it's one of those things. One of the rules in fastball is if you just put the ball in play and let the other team kind of boot it around.
yeah,
And that's kind of a fine example there. That, just puts the ball in play and lets them throw it around.
Close the gate.
Our umpire here, old Lauren's running a pretty tight ship here.
Come on, Sam. Come on, boys. You got 2. Come on, bud. Come on. Here we go, Cody. Home now. Hey, good mixer. 7. Here you go. Here's one. Here you go. Home now. 2 balls, 1 strike.
7-2 now for New Brunswick over Northwest Territories.
Come on, right here.
I think that's going to get him out of there. Well, Northwest Territories, they only have 1 away. 2 away, not? Correction?
No, that's 3 away.
Oh, it's 3 away. There you go. I'm not often wrong there, so I kind of...
Well, I'm usually wrong, but you know what? I got the great information on the monitor.
See our good buddy Eugene Big Bird Arcand over here just walked in. Usually has an entourage with him. I don't know, but I don't see Lorna anywhere. So anyway, after 1.5 innings, New Brunswick puts a 4 spot on the board. They're up 7-2.
Coming to the bottom of the second, and Northwest Territories, as much as it's a young team, they're still doing pretty good. They got a strong pitcher. They got made some minor errors, but looks like they're going to try and take the bat now and try and catch up.
No, this game is 7 innings long, so I'm sure they can get a couple runs back here, 2, 3. They're still in it. So
I'm definitely not going to count them out because watching them bat earlier, they're actually really strong.
they're swinging right away. What do you think of this weather, Lal?
We were hoping that the rain would not come around, and boy, it is beautiful out today. Looks like there's some good tanning going on in the There's some good tanning going on in the stands there. People are enjoying the weather. Very little wind, so that people are looking for shade. You can see the umbrellas out.
Yeah, the clouds kind of come and go. Looking at some of the highlights here last inning, and New Brunswick's just putting the ball in play and letting the young Northwest Territories team kind of throw it away. And you know, it's going to come with time. Northwest Territories, you're not going to start out a champion right away, and they're doing some of the little things right, and then some of the other things they're still not there, but you know, they're here competing, and that's the most important thing. And they're coming up to bat now, so I think
Close the gate on the way out, okay?
we'll see how this inning goes here. But if like anything like the first batters that came up, they're going to get in there and swing away and hopefully put the ball in play.
The cool thing about the North American Indigenous games, you know, traditionally they've been every 3 years, and the one thing that, you know, you got some 13-year-olds, you still got some ability for team NWT to be able to field an older team once, if, you know, the games that come back, you know, wherever they're going to be next time, should be able to field another team.
Coming to bat from Northwest Territories is Dale Blake, left fielder. Yeah, they're only getting older. They're only getting older. They're only going to get so much more experience, and I think in the long run, they're you know, you got to start off. I remember when we started off young on the old Chap Boys Reserve there, we took our lickings right away. We weren't winning every game and it wasn't even close. So you got to start somewhere. See some of the Team Saskatchewan. There's a nice hit right there by young Blake. Getting a base runner, that's what you want right there. Now, you know, as a person that plays infield, outfield, when you're playing the outfield, there's runners on base. That's when the kind of the nervousness level goes up a little bit, because you know, you boot a ball here, you drop a ball there, and your team's going to be down 1 or 2. So
I really like this umpire. He seems to really have things organized here. He's well experienced. First base umpire, looks like a First Nations person. You know a little bit about him?
Peter Lewis, he does a little bit of the Rambler Park here in town, and does a bit of the women's over at the Douglas Park. So.
Oh, wonderful. One thing that we try to do for the North American Indigenous Games, and anytime we have games in Saskatchewan, is utilize our own people, Indigenous people, to be able to do our own officiating and so forth.
All right, one out here. Zach Horton struck out. Bringing the plate, Dakota Cooey. Dakota doesn't look very big in size, but
Makes up it in heart. Strong pitch.
One ball, 2 strikes.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Cooey. Nice fan contingent from Northwest Territories here, and the New Brunswick as well down the first base line here. They got all their small team out, and they're cheering on their boys too. One of the beautiful things of this event is when these other teams bring out from the other sports and stuff.
Well, and looking at the North American Indigenous Games, you know, I get to know a large number of the mission staff, Northwest Territories, as much as they used to have a smaller team. They're starting to get larger now. You know, we got Jason Peters from New Brunswick as the chef de mission, with a couple of good friends of mine, with the Bernards and so forth. They brought a large number of people from New Brunswick as their team. I always like to put a plug in for my friend Jason, who has a book out that highlights some of the Atlantic Indigenous athletes. Get a chance. I'm still waiting for my copy from him. I want to make sure I put that on air, because I've been bugging him for almost a year now. But anybody back home, make sure you tell Jason to send me his book.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Leadoff batter Noah's back up for Northwest Territories here. He's got 1 ball, 2 strikes on him right now.
third strike, you're on okay. Base. Third strike.
Noah strikes out, and one of those things where, like I said, young guys team they're new to the sport, and he didn't realize that he could run to first base on that on the fastball with the bat catcher. Had he dropped his bat and ran, he could run to first, even though he struck out. The bat catcher misses him, he can run. So. But he'll learn. That's something you learn as you go.
Looks like the coach is reminding him that. You know, you're right. Experience comes with more playing, and I'm sure that'll come along as well.
Well, after 2 complete, your New Brunswick puts three runs up in the first, 4 up in the second. Northwest Territories with their 2 in the first. Have a score is New Brunswick 7, and Northwest Territories 2 on this beautiful day at Rambler Park here. The clouds come in and out. More so. More not though.
More not. It's getting pretty warm. Sunscreen is a necessity out here, so make sure if you're coming to watch any softball, or you're going to be watching any of the sports outdoors, make sure you're protected with sunscreen, and or what some of the smart people did out here, bringing out in some umbrellas.
So, Lal, have you been watching any of the medal count? Who's leading? Who's not?
Well, I took a look earlier online, and I was able to get some initial medal counts. Eastern Door in the north. Now you got to remember, Eastern Door in the north is within the boundaries of Quebec. And they are looking at sort of being, so it includes, so when you say Eastern Door, it's the Mohawk communities in the south and the north, which is the northern Quebecry. There, I have them as leading in the medal standings right now.
3 pitches. 3.
So Eastern Door in the north, like I said, Evan, 7 gold, 8 silver, and 4 bronze, with British Columbia in second place with 2 gold, 2 silver, and 8 bronze. Team Saskatchewan, the host community, 5 gold, 4 silver, and 4 bronze, with one of the states in 4th place right now.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, while Saskatchewan is defending champ for the medal count?
Well, the way they do it, they go by points overall, a combination of where they place in first, second, third, and all the way down to, I believe, 5th or 6th spot, there's points available. And all those points added up bring out an overall champion. And Team Saskatchewan has won it numerous times. I think we may have only lost 1 or twice throughout the times that the North American Indigenous Games have been on. And we have always had a strong, large contingent of Team Saskatchewan members, but you know, also coming up are teams like the smaller ones, like Northwest Territories and New Brunswick. They're going to go home medal winners in something, and we are looking forward to being able to broadcast that on Access.
All right, coming to bat for New Brunswick in the top of the 3rd inning here is Gabriel Daigle, your left fielder. 1 ball, 1 strike on the batter.
You guys out there too. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Two balls, 2 strikes on Gabriel. Now, if Northwest Territories can kind of get out of the sitting here, maybe nothing against, they're still in the things here.
So just in regards to the rules, is there mercy or a mercy rule in effect?
I believe usually? It's 7 runs after 5 innings.
Okay. It's not like I really think it's going to happen, but it's because we actually have a couple of strong teams here.
Yeah, Team Saskatchewan here is rolling into the ball diamond here. You can see the coaches, Chief Leonard Duchesne, Morley Watson. Coach Tim Sear is here. Gabriel gets the first on a walk. Bringing a bat, Bradley Denny. Their 3rd baseman for New Brunswick. Bradley looks down at the coach to see what the signal is. Steal, bunt, could be. Bunt signal was on.
Still keeping pretty solid, this pitcher.
Yeah, he's, you know, you never know how these kids are feeling with the heat and with, you know, first time being out there, the jitterbugs and things like that.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Steal sign was on. Gabriel at second, safe.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
Third baseman Bradley Denny at the bat.
Foul.
Balls that one off. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He's one of the only players for New Brunswick who his favorite team is the Boston Red Sox. So.
Oh, we won't hold that against him.
Exactly.
Anyway, nonetheless, it's a hard signal to left field, bringing in Gabriel. Huh?
Batter.
Number 10.
Bringing it back, Julian. Julian, first time up here. He's the guy that doesn't stop running at first, so we'll see what he does here. You know, when a guy stands in the... when a batter digs into the box there, you can kind of tell, you know, what kind of batter they are. And you just dig in, you can tell Julian's more of a contact guy. Got the back elbow up there. He's
Very technical.
yes. That's his job. Moves the guy over.
That's it. Good play, Cody.
Probably not the hit Julian wanted, but you know he did his job. He moved Bradley over to third, so New Brunswick sitting with a runner in scoring position and only 1 away. So
8-2 New Brunswick right now. Top of the third with New Brunswick at bat.
Pretty healthy bounce, huh?
coming in. No throw, slides in safe.
9-2 New Brunswick.
Bailey Martin is your batter. Just kind of standing there letting him see if he's going to throw a strike. Three balls, no strike. Coach for Northwest Territories is going to come out and talk to his young thrower.
Like I was talking about earlier, Access Communications has been a great partner with the North American Indigenous Games. Access continuously and on a frequent basis, and especially every evening, 8 p.m. each day, they have a nightly wrap-up show featuring the highlights of the North American Indigenous Games in Regina, Saskatchewan here.
Well, you know, as we're on the air live here, Lyle, you know, you get a lot of these Facebook stories, and, you know, me and you were tagged in a status a little while back, about half hour ago, and I see our good friend Naomi Standing Ready finds it quite humorous, our stories online, so.
Oh, I'm sure if they got a little deep into our past, they'll find some good stories about us and tell some good ones, but we like to keep it okay around here.
I got my glove here down the third baseline in case anyone hits it my way. You know, we kind of head sticking out here, so I want to make sure it's safe. 3 balls, 1 strike on the batter. Ball 4. All right, Creighton's coming back here. Creighton's first time up hit a triple, second time up hit a double. Let's see what Creighton has in store for us this time.
Very impressive player.
I think the steal signal was on there. You know, a good ball player will always look down to his coach and see what the signal is.
Hey, easy, Scott, eh?
Sometimes you get these players, you know, that don't look down and just get in there and swing hard.
The ball.
Young Greenland's having a hard time finding the strike zone right now.
The ball.
That's gonna go right. Young Santa Pass is on. The triple for Santa Pass. That one might be an error on the shortstop, though, I think. Kind of hit right at him. He hit it hard.
Kind of bobbled it out in center field a bit, and just took a little bit extra time for him to get to third. Tried to think about going home, but hung up at third. Pretty impressive batter.
Yes, he is. Keenan Simon pops up to the first baseman, 2 away. Got some people here underneath our tent with us during the shade.
Yeah, they go venture out at the little bit of tiny sun behind the clouds, and then next thing you know, they kind of gather around underneath the shade here. Very warm out.
We'll take warm over that winter cold we have coming up in about 2 months.
Yeah, no kidding. It lasts. It seems like 9 months sometimes. Fall ball, right field.
Pitcher. Here. Quick over the fence.
Ben Solomon's at the plate for New Brunswick. Fouled one off there. New Brunswick up 10-2 on Northwest Territories.
Right there.
Northwest Territories got to try to get out of this inning here.
J-Lo. Two balls, 1 strike. Hi. How are you? Yeah. 3 balls, 1 strike.
3 balls, 1 strike on the batter. Pitch.
Nice catch.
Nice from third base.
Hustle, guys.
Third baseman Dakota Cooey with a nice snag there at third, and just threw him out at 1 to bring his team in. New Brunswick's certainly having their way with the bats today, and they put another, I believe, 4 spot on the board. So after 2.5 complete, you know, they're up 10-2. So while these teams are moving in and out of the dugouts here, and just talk a little bit about some of my experiences here. I'm one of the players and coaches of the Chapboys Chetty's Pretty Boys men's fastball team, and I see some of our players walking around. Dustin Bear, Jaden Isaac, you know, they're over there, and this summer's been a really good summer for men's fastball in the area. You know, the Regina Hawks, Ali McNabb, coach manager for them, and kind of our main competition in the area as far as Aboriginal guys go. And both teams have qualified for the International Softball Congress tournament coming up in Kitchener.
Just wanted to make sure
Coming up in
it's recognized.
and August 9th to 16th in Kitchener, Ontario.
Yeah,
So,
I don't think it was very
so I see some of the players walking around here.
Okay. Appreciate that.
Definitely, this Rambler Park is home to a lot of the local men's fastball teams. The Low Black Bear Blues, Pipewads has a couple teams in here. Valley's Hawks play here, and nice little ballpark here, and the Aboriginal men's teams are definitely alive and well in these circles.
the one thing that we find, we use social media so much, and you know, the First Nations community seems to have taken that quite a bit. Don't forget to check out Access Communications on Twitter and Facebook, and by all means, check us out on our website for daily highlights of all the action around the North American Indigenous Games.
Oh no, Corey. Corey.
Coming to bat for Northwest Territories is their leadoff guy, Noah.
Ball!
It's coming right at me here.
Strikes, one ball.
Just about brought your glove out there, eh? That's
I bought this new glove a year ago, and played in about 14 games, and I haven't used it yet because I'm not too good at catching the ball. Oh, no one's gonna hit me yet here. Yeah, all the boys on the team like to tease me because I'm the guy with 3 or 4 gloves and don't really use them a lot, so I'll just say that.
practically brand spanking new, and not a scratch on it.
Nice little hit by Noah. Correction, that was Tyrell Wilgosh up there. Tyrell got on, hit it to third baseman. Kind of caught him off guard a bit, so he's on base. Now, if Northwest Territories can get a couple runs here, you know, they're right back. You know, they're down by 8 right now, but they like today, you know, put the ball in play, let them boot it around.
The NWT team has a number of players from all over Northwest Territories, from Hay River, Inuvik, Sigachik, Fort McPherson, Tuktoyaktuk, Klavik, all over Northwest Territories, and I hope the communities are very proud of these young boys here who are playing their hearts out.
If any of you fans at home that are listening or watching on TV right now and you know want to shout out, you know, by all means, you can add me up on Twitter. I'll say Cat Canuck is my name on there. KAHKANUCK. Evan Tapetat on Twitter. I'll certainly try my best to get on the air here, and I know there's some of the fans in New Brunswick are watching. I was talking to the coaches earlier. They were excited out that way.
Yeah, I seen Pat Bernard trouncing around the back here, and it's always good to see all my old friends from across Canada.
Northwest Territories, 2 runners on here. They're bringing to the plate Corey Taylor. They can get a couple of runs in here. They're right back in this thing. I'm seeing a lot of fastball fans walk in here.
Big fastball community in Saskatchewan, especially southern Saskatchewan, and there's no doubt for the 4 o'clock game we have Ontario playing with Saskatchewan, and I'm sure we'll have a large number of people here. Shot up the middle.
Oh, there we go. Northwest Territories are rallying. Tyrell Wilgosh coming home, hit for Corey Taylor. They're back in this thing here. None away. Bringing to the plate, Dustin Airy. This ball there. Moving a runner over.
Well, when you come to looking to do some shout-outs, Twitter, you gave your what do you call it? Is it a hashtag? It's not. It's
No,
not
it's
really
your
a
Twitter
hashtag.
name.
It's your Twitter name. Mine's Lyle W. Daniels. Anybody, all my friends who might be listening online, don't be afraid to give us a little tweet, and we'll certainly give you a call out if and wherever you're from in North America.
Dustin goes down swinging. And one of the things in fastball that you don't want to do is you don't want to go down looking. So Dustin went down swinging. That's good on his part because he went up there and went out on his own terms.
That's what I like about Twitter. Deborah Baker already was following me already. It just like took a matter of seconds. So it's good to know people are listening. Pretty excited about their kids, and that just makes me happy. Our young people are so important nowadays, and to give them an opportunity to participate is just wonderful for me, and definitely wonderful for their community.
Jared Blake goes down swinging. So this very promising inning is for Northwest Territories is starting to turn around here. Well, we'll see what Dale Blake can do up here. Digging in. Got a couple runners in scoring position. Nice if you can bring these two guys in and put them right back into the game.
Hey. One ball, one strike.
I mentioned Deborah Baker from the from Squamish Nation in BC, watching the game today. And you know, the one thing about Indigenous people, we like watching whoever plays, and we just love sport, and it's a great opportunity for people to take the time to either watch this on Cable 7 in Regina or wherever access is, and streaming online.
Yeah, you know, when our hockey players that make it to the WHL, and our players make it to the next level, the Aboriginal community goes out in droves. So well, it doesn't matter. They know the person. They're Aboriginal. They're out there cheering them on. So.
Well, when you take a look at great athletes like hockey players like Jordan Tutu, you go to any of those games that where he was playing for either Nashville or whoever. Usually filled with Indigenous people just to watch him. It doesn't matter what team is playing. They're actually to see our very own, and that's what I like about our community. We support our people so much.
Well, Dale Blake flew out to center field there at the end of the inning. The promise inning that wasn't for Northwest Territories, but they scored one run. It's 10-3 now in favor of New Brunswick, but. After 3 complete, you know, they're still in things here. They just got to make sure they have a nice clean inning here coming up. Got a nice spot here, kind of watching everyone walk by, and everyone waves at us, and some people are hiding in our shade here.
Look, yeah, somebody, you know, they of course do the faces at us, make us try and laugh and try to get out of our serious face and so forth. But you know, we're pretty professional, even though this is my first time working with you and first time actually doing this ever. So I'm actually enjoying this. It's really important for not only First Nations and Métis and the Indigenous community to see this, but the non-Indigenous community take the time to watch Access Communication and really get to learn our coexisting brothers and sisters that live in North America, and that's the one thing I like about what these games bring is the ability for all of us to work together. Because one of the things I like about the North American Indigenous Games, when a host puts it on, we always have a large number of volunteers. So volunteers to me, after the athletes, are the most important people that we have at these games, and they are what make the game successful.
For sure.
That is for the Northwest Territories.
Yeah, we got my assistant here, April, to the right
in
here.
The
she's
7th spot, 36
ready. Just if we need anything, she's ready and running. So Access definitely has her things together here.
Oh, and they're organized too. When I came here, they put makeup all over us. They tried to make me a little bit lighter, but they couldn't do it, so they gave up. And so they actually found something that was darker, just kept me dark. So that's just the way it works.
All right, New Brunswick's coming back up to the plate here.
So long to play ball.
Big shout out to NWT Soccer, who suddenly followed me. It's good to know I'm going to gain a few more followers while we're doing this, and always great to use the social media for our opportunity. And of course, I can see one of the past chef de missions, Lorna Arcand, here as well. Seeing her walking around, which is good to see. Some really strong leadership within Team Saskatchewan. But we got some ball going on here. We got New Brunswick at the bat.
Yeah, Cameron Francis is the bat for New Brunswick here. Batting number 6, playing right field. I don't think I was so lucky on my Twitter. I don't know if I have a follower.
it's your deadly name you got, I think. They got to know how to spell it too, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Make sure when you follow us or you're checking us out on Twitter, you use the hashtag, which we've been trying to use throughout the week. The hashtag, which in our day, or at least my day, is the pound sign. Hashtag NAIG 2014, and during the opening ceremonies, we had a large number of people using that, and we were trending for a bit on the overall Twitter. Tells you the amount of people that we have supporting.
Another hashtag you can use is only on access 7. Hashtag only on access 7. Cameron Front just goes down. Strike out there. Nice clean start for the inning here for Northwest Territories. They got one out here. We can roll right through these guys here. And I'm always a big fan cheering for the underdogs. So Northwest Territories being their first ever time playing together. New Brunswick's up on a nice lead right now. I'm not anti-New Brunswick, but
exactly. But I like the fact that with the under 16, you got a 13-year-old playing for NWT, and that's just a great experience for them. Under 16, they can go as young as 13. It's not a real violent sport, but they're able to play as well.
Single from Stone. Millier himself on first base with 1 away. Bringing it back, Gabriel Digg. See Team Ontario rolling in here. Ontario and Team Saskatchewan are ready to lock horns next. Should be a dandy of a game because they're two powerhouse fastball teams traditionally.
So Evan, make sure when you do your Twitter call out, you put spell it out for people. I actually got a tweet saying get your co-commentator to spell out his letters when it comes to Twitter, and I'm sure you'll get some followers as well.
All right, I'm going to do this again. My Twitter handle is I'm going to spell it for everyone because it kind of has to do with my reserve. So it's KAHKANUCK. Kak Canuck. I'm a Kakwishtau band member. I'm a proud Canuck, having served in the military in Afghanistan and all that stuff. So I actually made that name up when I was in Afghanistan.
Awesome.
So Kak Canuck, KAHKANUCK. That's me. I'll give you guys some on-air time here, wherever you're watching in this fine country of ours. Pop up here. Nice play. 2 we got.
10-3 New Brunswick ahead of the Northwest Territories. Top of the 4th.
Nice high pop play there. One of the things in sport is you usually want to hear a guy call it. If you hear I got it, you should get out of the way for the other guy. So. Seen some of the Ochapolis players coming in here for the U19 team. Kirk Bear, he's for the Red Deer Rebels. Hockey, and George, one of the pitchers for our Chetty's Pretty Boys. They're all here watching. Gonna watch the next game is kind of the big game everyone wanting to see. So
also checking out a number of the Team Ontario players here now too. Little bobble on first.
Air on the first baseman there. Those are the kind of little plays, as a pitcher, you probably want to go over and say, come on, boys, help out your pitcher, because those are the kind of plays you need. Nice throw there. Should have caught it, but, young Northwest Territories, their inexperience is showing at times, but, they're out here competing, so we're...
Access Communications, like I mentioned earlier, is on YouTube. Check it out. If you take a look and doing the search, myaccess_.ca, you can check out some of the highlights from every day's action at the North American Indigenous Games.
Come on, boys, in here! In here, White! Come here! Come on, boys, in here! Come on, guys!
First base umpire Peter Lewis calls out New Brunswick runner on the leadoff. And that rule kind of is just, if you're on base, you can't leave to steal the next base until the ball has left the pitcher's hand. So when he's winding up.
Obviously pretty strict about that.
Yeah, and like I said, early on in these tournaments, the umps try to set the tone early. So they'll be a little more strict than not in this type of thing. So just the boys know, no leading off, no doing none of that, going outside the rules too far. So it gets Northwest Territories out of that inning. I think they only scored 1 run there.
See, now you're probably starting to get some followers now that you. That's good because.
Well, it'll probably, I think the milestone they say is 100 followers and you're good.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not there yet. We'll just say that.
Number 2 out.
Don't forget to follow on Twitter if you're able to. At MyAccessCA is the call out for Access Communications, and also do the hashtag whenever you're able to send out tweets. Hashtag only on Access 7, which of course is the channel that you're able to watch locally.
2 out and 88 in. Thank you.
When you're talking to any of your mission staff members from NWT and also from New Brunswick, again, I wanted to repeat that pick up a copy of the game at the Cultural Village the next morning after 11 o'clock, and they'll be more than willing to provide you a copy of today's game and the wonderful color and commentating that we are doing, Evan, and looking forward to. I'm actually looking forward to seeing us recorded as well. See how that turns out.
No, because they always say when you put yourself on there and you hear yourself later, you're 15 pounds heavier. And
well, no kidding, eh? But the one thing that people will bug me about, I got the perfect face for radio, and so this will be a little bit scary for some of my buddies who like to bug me, especially my haters on Facebook.
Well, first batter up there was thrown out from the third baseman, bringing to the plate. Number 18, third baseman Dakota Cooey.
11-3 New Brunswick ahead of Northwest Territories.
Dakota goes down, bringing to the plate their leadoff guy, Noah.
Oh. Two strikes.
Yeah, we just got confirmation there that the mercy rule is 7 up after 5 innings, so Northwest Territories has got to get something going here.
Nice to have the fans come out and bug us in a nice way as well. So appreciate the opportunity to be able to be close to our good friends.
Noah's up here, just fouled an off foul ball. Northwest Territories can get some runners on here and put a little bit of pressure on New Brunswick.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Lost in all this cheering, we're doing a little bit for Northwest Territories, and unbiasedly just because they're the underdog. Pretty good game from pitcher Ben Solomon so far. He's held this young team down, and in that same breath, you got to think about the catcher behind the home plate who's wearing all the hot equipment on a day like today. He's standing back there. Stone is back there calling the game and got all the gear on, and it's it's plus 25 out here. So.
14. Hey, 14. It's only 3. Three balls, 2 strikes.
Bottom of the fourth. Full count.
All 4. There we go. We got a base runner for Northwest Territories. Young Ben Solomon's throwing a pretty good game here. Looking around at his defensive. Young Santa Pass
Hey
shortstop
guys,
there's a hell of a
there's
ball
bats
player.
over here.
Yeah, the umpire certainly is. He's as strict as he was in the first inning as he is in the fourth here, so that's keeping the guys on a tight leash, and that's good.
Hey ball.
Getting the bats out of the way, don't unrolling an ankle or things like that.
Sounds good.
One ball, one strike.
Two balls, one strike on the batter.
Three balls, one strike. Three balls, two strikes.
Wilgosh is up for Northwest Territories. 3 balls, 2 strikes on the batter. Falls that one off, didn't like it, fouled it off.
Three balls, two strikes.
And if you take a look down Northwest Territories bench, they're all standing up along the fence there. Shows, you know, despite the score there, they're just happy to be here, and they're still in the game emotionally, and that's kind of a good thing you want to see. You know, you see teams down by 8. Traditionally, they're sitting down. You know, they're been deflated, and not this team. They're standing up the bench there, and they're cheering their boys on.
Ball four.
Ball four, ball four. Northwest Territories gets a couple runners on. Corey Taylor coming to the plate here.
Yeah, let's see if the NWT can make a little rally here. 2 outs though, but still could be an opportunity to make a few runs and get closer. 11-3, bottom of the 4th.
New Brunswick coach coming out to chat with his pitcher, just probably reassuring him here that, you know, he's got a big run lead here. Just throw the ball across the plate. Let's get some strikes going. You know, as a fastball player, you know, our pitchers, you know, we have for the Pretty Boys, you know, they're pretty good at throwing strikes and read them. You know, and when you're standing in the outfield there, one of the things you never really want is a bunch of walks, because you want these players to stand in there and swing their bat and earn their bag. And our pitchers back home there, they're pretty good. You know, we have Tony Sparvey, we have Cayman George, Les George. They're all pretty good at throwing the ball across the plate when we need them. And, you know, and I'm pretty sure that New Brunswick coach just went out there and just calmed him down a bit, said throw a couple strikes. You know, maybe the heat's getting to him. You know, he's going on to 4th inning now. Young 14, 15-year-old kids out here in the heat. You know, it's a little much for them at times.
As good as they look, these under 16, they also tend to still get that little nervousness with 2 people on base, and even though it's 2 out, they still tighten up a little bit to the point where it makes it interesting.
There's ball 4 there. We got loaded bags for NWT. We got Dustin Airy coming to plate here. Nice little single here. He's going to score a couple for them and get them right back into things. You know, we just got confirmation that the Mercy Rule is indeed 7 up after 5. So NWT has got to get some runners home here, otherwise this game is going to be called just after 5th inning here.
In case like this, and the ball passes back over.
Go out, guys, go out.
Here, okay? Yep.
See my good buddy Gubba Geisler's listening somewhere in Saskatchewan somewhere. He just tagged me on Facebook, and Gubba's kind of the sports me in Belcaris. Runs the Bronx out there, and our fastball team, the Pretty Boys, actually play out there tomorrow night against the Bronx. So how do you Gubba out there? We're coming tomorrow night. Make sure Royce is ready.
Out. Batter's out.
There's the rule again. The young NWT just Just needs a little bit of help on that.
Struck out and dropped the ball and forgot to run again.
Yeah, and you know, had he ran, their innings still would have been alive, and that's one of those little things that you know, NWT coach is going to have to take the boys aside after the game, and they're going to have to go over that. And
well, and you know, that stuff only comes with practice and actual playing. You know, you can't practice that type of stuff.
yeah, that's right. And
awareness is part of it, obviously, and being aware of your surroundings, sort of the usual rules.
That run does not count. Okay, right.
Run don't count before he backs up.
We got some great footage from the opening ceremonies with Northwest Territories. The one thing I love about the culture about NWT is their hand drums. Proud athletes.
Run does not count. Third out of third before the run pass.
Fairly large team. Fairly large team, considering they have a tremendous amount of cost to bring a lot of these young people down. You know, from northern Saskatchewan, or from northern Canada, I meant. There's charters coming from some of these northern communities. It's just tough to bring athletes to a place in southern Canada where they have to catch a number of flights. They have to take charters down here because of their vast expanse of land that they have to cover to get down south. Very proud. Still brings good chills to me when I see the parade of athletes at the North America Digits Games.
coming back into Rambler Park here, Northwest Territories failed to score a run there last inning, so they're still down by 8 runs. And we're just seeing a little bit of experience here from the boys. You know, the pass ball situation, they would have had a couple more runs in the inning, which was still alive. But nonetheless, we're here. You know, we're at the top of the 5th inning. Your runs just coming to the plate here. Seeing more and more fans rolling into the ball diamond here coming up for the next game here. Obviously, with Saskatchewan playing a little more fans here in Regina than there would be anywhere else. So. Them practicing on the next field over, so they'll be ready to go.
Jason Peters, you can see on screen right now the chef de mission for Team Team New Brunswick. I always get those Atlantic guys all mixed up. You know, I'm so close to New Brunswick people. One of my best friends from Nova Scotia. So the one thing I like about the chef de mission from New Brunswick is that I think we're the only Oakland Raider football fans in all of Canada. So that's why I get along with the guy.
Young Julian McCormick back up, light leadoff guy. Speedster. Good batter. Standing in there, taking a good look. There's a nice rip. Left field. He's going to get into second, just safe. There's just looking at Twitter here. There's a couple followers. We got Marina Millier from out east. Millier is a name I know from out that way. I haven't played hockey with a couple Millier boys when I was younger. So how do you Marina out there? We have Lyric Sandals from Yellowknife, Northwest Territories. Lido and Lyric, your young guys down here are still battling. They're in tough here against New Brunswick, but they're here learning. They're still up and at them, and they're still battling. So, how do you up in Yellowknife, Lyric? Pass ball there, bringing Julian over to third.
Two balls, one strike. Two balls, two strikes.
Bailey Martin up right now. 2 balls, 2 strikes on him.
Get home now! Yeah!
RBI for Bailey on the pass ball.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
The ever dangerous Creighton Santa Pass is on deck. He's a single and a home run short of the cycle.
2 triples and a double, eh?
Yes.
Oh, nice throw.
Nice play by Dakota there. Young third baseman for Northwest Territories has impressed me. He's
You can really zip it in there, eh?
Oh yeah, and in third base is one of those positions that's, you know, a little bit hard to play. You know, you're kind of closer to the batter than anybody else, and it's called a hot corner for a reason, because when the balls come off the bat towards you that way, they're screaming, they're hot. So Dakota's playing over there. He's got a couple outs this game. He's been on a few times.
Great Santa Pass up again. Like I said, he has 2 triples and a double today, and looking to see. I'm really interested to see what he does this time. Hockey player, father, past NHL player.
There's a hard single by Creighton. Now he is just a home run short of this cycle. Of course, the cycle is single, double, triple, and a home run. So, young Creighton's definitely a
Player to watch for sure.
down the road. Yes, he is. This is only 16 under, so a few years from now, you know, he'll be probably leading the 19 under team.
12-3 New Brunswick right now, ahead of Northwest Territories. Top of the 5th, 1 out.
1 ball.
Well, the force play at second gets Creighton out. Throw over to first base is a little off target. But they got an out there, so.
Nice play, boys.
Back, please.
Brings to the plate Ben Solomon. Catcher behind the plate there. Sorry, he's your pitcher. Get him and Stone next up.
Covering each other. Good work, White. Good work. Good work, Gordy. Good guard now. Come, kid. Come on, Cody. Come on. Way to go, way to go.
Young Keenan and Simon there is running around the bases, and Aaron throws going to bring him home.
Still impressed with the pitcher from Northwest Territories. Still going fairly strong.
He's been out there the whole game. Still throwing. Good try by the shortstop. Good drive by Corey Taylor. He's got some leather on that and knocked her down, but just not enough to throw him out at 1.
Let's see your guys in the batter's box. I can't be down where you are. Okay. 8 for 7.
Come on, Cody.
Number 8, Jamie Brooks is being substituted in for Cameron Francis. So Jamie Brooks is going to get a swing here.
8 for 7. Got that?
Cody, we got 2-8, bud.
If you're coming down to the ballpark here, they got they don't traditionally normally have concessions on you, but they got ice cream, they got food truck, they got I see one of our hard-working maintenance men is licking an ice cream there. He's good to go. So if you're coming down to the ballpark for the game at 4 o'clock, you know, just know that. Bring some cash. They got some concessions. They got I see from Al from Just Volleyball here has his t-shirt set up for the NAIG game. So bring a little bit of cash down and you can get some refreshments, food, ice cream if you need, t-shirt you need from NAIG, more souvenir.
Right at it, Cody. Right at it. Take him
again, as we get closer to this next game at 4 o'clock, don't be afraid to add both myself and Evan on Twitter. Lyle W. Daniels is my call letters.
Pop up here to Taylor at short. Should be the end of the inning. All right, that takes us to 4.5 innings. New Brunswick 13, Northwest Territories 3. New Brunswick needs, our Northwest Territories needs to score 3 runs here to keep the game going after this. So let's see if Northwest Territories can get some runners in position here. And
this kid he's got some good stuff. He's got a wicked curve.
yeah, if you're listening at home and you want to shout out on the air, don't be afraid to add myself or Lyle. I can be added at Canuck on Twitter, K-A-H-K, as in Kakawistau, A-N-U-C-K. We're out here, we're trying to, we're both first time on air people, so we both have faces for a radio. Should be nowhere near a camera, but we're out here.
If anything, running the camera. But let me give a call out to Kyle Kugler, who just followed me. I'm going to end up getting a few followers while doing this today. And of course, with the Saskatchewan Ontario game coming up, obviously we're going to have more fans watching TV on Access Communications Channel 7 in Regina, and whoever may pick up that game throughout Ontario and or all over North America. So by all means, we'll try and do our best to give you a shout out. Just add our letters to Twitter.
Well, you can hear the umpires talking on our end here, and they're both complimenting the Northwest Territories team there. Just
especially the pitcher. I heard them earlier.
Yeah,
really impressed with the pitcher from NWT. He's still composed, still pretty strong.
Yeah, they're talking about just their first game ever playing as a whole right now, and they're still back in the. They're still up here. They're still battling, but they got to score 3 runs here to keep this inning going, or the mercy roll will come into effect. So all you people of Northwest Territories, you put your rally caps on right now, and let's see if your boys can score a few runs to prolong this game.
1, 2, 3. Hold on. Good start.
Obviously, somebody listening to us or watching us, Len Anna, giving us a little or following me again. Always use the hashtag NAIG 2014 when you're doing anything on Twitter, just to keep the trending going on, and don't forget to check out Access Communications on Facebook.
I think while we're here, me and Lyle are sitting underneath this nice shade. We want to give a nice little shout out to our cameramen and camerawomen. Our cameraman in center field there is giving you the nice view you have at home right now, and our camerawoman down the first base line there is standing out there in the sun, and our guy right in front of us here, and they're out there doing their job. So definitely. And April's here in the shade with us, so cameramen and camerawomen need to know that.
Cameramen are doing a little bit more tanning than what we are, and our camera people. Of course, we don't necessarily need that. You're kind of in the sun a bit, so you're going to have one side of you sort of going to be browning up a little bit more.
All right, Northwest Territories got a guy on, so that's what they want. They want to get a couple guys on here and bring some runs home. So
yeah, New Brunswick up 13-3 in the bottom of the 5th right now. Deborah Baker from Capilano Indian Reserve. Say hi to you out there, listening out your way. Oh, nice throw to second.
Oh, nice play. Got the runner at second on the force out. The runner at first, a little speedy down the line. Beat the throw. Young Santa pass their shortstop. Heck of a ball player. Can hit, he can field.
17 for 27. Okay.
Hey, Jacob.
Control it, guys. Control it.
Another follower on Twitter, Lisa Jane. Not quite sure where she's from, but obviously is following us and watching us, most likely either online or at the games here on Cable 7 Access Communications.
Bye there, Jacob. Hey, Jacob.
So at the plate batting is Jacob Day McLeod for Northwest Territories. Taking good luck here, Jacob. You can hear a lot of the Northwest Territories fans cheering on their guys still, and that's really what the spirit of the games is about. You know, despite the score, they're here cheering on their guys. Jacob with a nice cut there.
Definitely lots of fans here. Once this game's just about over, you'll see the exit of the fans here, and then another entry of a number of spectators that will come for the next game.
Yeah, I see the famous Royce Cody's in the house as well. Royce's son is playing in the next team Saskatchewan, but Royce is one of the bigger batter men I've met in the game. Jacob goes down looking on that one. Giving Northwest Territories 2 away.
Great to hear that one follower, Lisa Jane, watching us all the way from Inuvik, and you know, so like I said, technology is amazing nowadays, and I'm really happy to be able to bring this to all over not only North America. The opening ceremonies, from what I heard, was actually broadcast online to almost over 32 countries in the world, you know, and so giving you a good idea of the importance of the North America Indigenous Games and the fact that Indigenous people are all over the world.
Zach Horton is up right now, and he's got to keep the game going here. So if they don't score a few more runs, this is it. So Zach's got a little bit of pressure on him. Well, he's in there swinging though, and that's what you want.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Before we leave here, I got to make sure I'm going to give a shout out from Tiffany LaBellois from Eel River Bar. She told me to say hi to everybody listening out in New Brunswick. She's here managing the swimming team.
And of course, Lisa Jane from Inuvik, giving a shout out to the pitcher from NWT, who is Cody Greenland, who is doing an amazing job today. I was pretty impressed with his composure, and Lisa, keep watching, and you'll be able to check out the scheduling for future games. Hopefully you can catch them again online. If not, you can definitely pick and watch NWT at some of the other sports if they're being broadcast. But check out the website, which is www.myaccess.ca, and also /NAIG to check out future broadcasts of any games and or sport. 13-3 for New Brunswick right now, ahead of Northwest Territories.
18 out, 8 in, 9 spots.
I think we're going to have a substitution here. Young Dakota Cooey's going to go out, and Scott Belanger is going to come in to swing for him. So we'll see if Scott can keep the rally alive here. NWT needing to score 3 runs to prolong this game into the 6th inning.
Use the last one. There it is.
2 out right now for Northwest Territories.
Listening all the way from Calgary, Alberta is Regan Delorme and his mother Eunice Delorme, so they're listening way out that way. Regan's an old fastball player himself, and Eunice is a fastball mother. Her and her late husband George were fastball coaches, fastball fans, so they're listening out in Calgary, Alberta right now. So, how do you guys out there? Eunice, you keep an eye on Regan, okay?
3 balls, 1 strike.
Not the other way around.
One strike, let's go.
Scott up the bat here.
Ball 4.
Ball 4, he did his job, he got on. There we go, bringing to the plate there. Their leadoff guy's coming up, and usually, traditionally, the leadoff guy is the guy that always gets on. There's a little bit of contact, so NWT is in a nice position here.
And just like the last inning, we got full bases and a chance for NWT to make a little bit of a comeback. Who knows?
They got the guy in a run down here. And that's the ball game, folks.
That's the game.
The Northwest Territories player waited a little too long to go home. Hit the brakes as he was almost to home plate. And got tagged out.
Great game from New Brunswick. And NWT has got to be proud. First game ever from a softball team from Northwest Territories, coming from many northern communities of northern Canada, coming together to Regina to play together. Their absolute first game since they arrived at Regina. Actually, their first game ever, and you got to be pretty proud of them. You people back home should be proud of your members. I noticed Lisa, who's actually the mother of Cody Greenland, the pitcher. We got a proud mother who's following us on Twitter right now. Great opportunity for them back home to be able to watch their son. That must be a great feeling to be able to have that happen. Don't forget, any of you guys want to get copies of this broadcast today, talk to some of the mission staff who are part of NWT and or New Brunswick. They could pick up after 11 o'clock the next day from the broadcast a copy and recording of today's game.
Yeah.
Good game, guys. Good game, guys.
Yeah, the final score here is New Brunswick 13 and Northwest Territories 3.
Peter?
So we got, Evan, we got, I think, probably a really good game. What's going to be well attended by a large number of Saskatchewan people. We got Team Ontario taking on Team Saskatchewan. And what are your predictions on that game?
Well, I'm kind of a biased guy, being from Saskatchewan myself and having played fastball. And my dad is one of the coaches for Saskatchewan. And I know what they have. I know what they're bringing because I know some of the players from Ochapowace, a couple of the players from the Okanese area. They got some good players. So at this point, if I was a betting man, and I'm a betting man, I'd put my chips on Saskatchewan.
And the host, eh? The host
yeah,
team.
but you know, with that being said, Ontario's always been a really good fastball province, so they're going to be no pushover themselves.
And of course, on the screen now we got the recent medal count for the North American Indigenous Games. Eastern Door in the North, again helping people understand. Eastern Door in the North is the southern Mohawk communities that include, like I said, the Mohawk communities in southern Quebec, as well as the northern Cree that makes up the team of Eastern Door in the North, followed by Saskatchewan. Earlier, British Columbia was in second spot, and Saskatchewan has moved up they were in third and now in second spot, with British Columbia in third, followed by Washington and of course what I think is a great strong contingent of really good athletes from Northwest Territories, already winning 3 gold medals and 2 silvers. So really impressive game so far. The medals are coming. There's one thing I like about the North American Indigenous Games. Our young people are thriving. They're striving, and they're only going to get better as the week goes on. You're going to see these teams get better as the week goes on too. And I'm really looking forward to seeing Northwest Territories just gel at that a little bit more. New Brunswick will have a strong team once they start to get more into it as well.
Yeah, the young. If I had to pick a couple players of the games, I'd definitely pick the young Santa Pass kid for New Brunswick. Did a little bit of everything for them, hitting, fielding, and then for for Northwest Territories, obviously the pitcher Cody Greenland has stood out there, and his team made a few errors, and it would have been easy for him to get down on himself and get mad, but he stayed out there and stuck with his boys, and that's what you want to see. I coached a little bit of the game, and kids like Cody can play on my team any day because didn't go their way, but at the end of the day he was still standing there doing what he had to do.
Well, Evan, that was a great game. They were mercied, but at the same time, a really good showing from Northwest Territories. And what do we got coming up next?
Well, we got Team Saskatchewan coming up. They're over there, the host team. Obviously, big things are expected from them because they're usually predominantly a fastball powerhouse. Ontario just coming in here. They're looking good. They're looking ready to roll themselves. So I think we're going to get it. We're going to get a good game. It should be a close game. Each team will have their ace going their first game. And boys will be out, sticks will be hitting. It's a beautiful weather out here. Fans are out. Everyone's ready to roll. And I think when we come back here at 4 o'clock, we'll be ready treated to a real good game.
And again, make sure that you watch us online and check us out on Cable 7 with Access Communications. So we'll see you guys in a bit. We will get back at 4 o'clock for Team Saskatchewan versus Team Ontario in under 16 boys softball.